By the way, how are we liking the fit? Am I cute? I'm cute, aren't I? Hello everybody, welcome or welcome back to my channel Tokki Plays. It is nice to have you here. As you can see in the title, this video is a very special one because it is my very first Animal Crossing collab ever. These lovely creators and I have teamed up to each make a build of our favorite Halloween memory or just anything else that reminds us of Halloween. After watching my video, you should definitely check out theirs and just show them some love. Thank you so much for letting me be part of this collab, and I would say without further ado, let's just get right into it. Let me already tell you, this video is going to be all over the place because me building this, it was a mess, a hot mess, let me tell you that. So just be prepared for some chaos. It's gonna look like I'm running around having only one brain cell, which is probably the case at the end of the day, but I was really trying, okay, but my brain could not stay in one place, and I truly apologize for that, but I hope it's gonna be okay. For this build, I of course have a story which I am going to tell you about first. I do have to say though, this here is not my favorite memory of Halloween, that I'm gonna talk about later, but it is a core memory that I have about Halloween. Here is one very important thing that you need to know in case you didn't. Halloween in Germany is actually not that big of a thing, especially back then, back when I was growing up and went trick-or-treating. Many people didn't even know what Halloween was. I grew up in a pretty small town slash countryside almost, and many people, all they knew was that Halloween was a thing that is pretty popular in America, but they had no idea that it even got celebrated in Germany as well. And even now, up until this day, I do have to say that I personally think Halloween is not that big over here. I mean, of course, you can see children go trick-or-treating from time to time, and there are Halloween parties for adults, but that's pretty much it. You don't really see every yard being decorated with Halloween stuff, and the biggest thing I would say that people do here is pumpkin carving, and then they put those pumpkins in front of their door, and then they call it a day when it goes to decorations, and that's literally it. And from time to time you do see some people where you can tell, ooh, they do like Halloween. They have some spider webs and some skeletons, and those were the houses that you knew if you are gonna ring that doorbell, you're gonna get some candy. Believe it or not, but I only ever went trick-or-treating twice. And one more key detail that you need to know about Halloween in combination with some Germans. I'm not saying all are like that, but where I live, many people did that. So basically, they knew it was Halloween, they knew children could come over, ring their doorbell, ask for some sweets, and what many people do, and you're gonna be so shocked to hear that. Many people actually disable their doorbell so the children can keep on ringing their doorbell. They're not gonna hear it. They don't even want to deal with them on that evening, so that's that. The first time I went trick-or-treating, it was with my little sister, and we just went around the houses that are super close to where we live. However, many old people live where we live, and when we rang some of the people's doorbells and we were like, trick or treat, haha, they did not even know what we were talking about, and they were like, what are you doing? Why are you dressed up? So we explained it to them. It was so awkward, y'all. It was weird. I felt not that cute, not gonna lie, but you gotta do what you gotta do to get the candy, you know? That evening, we came home with around a handful of sweets, kinda, so it was not that successful of an evening. And my sister ended up telling her friend about it, and she was like, hey, you know what? In my neighborhood, there's a lot more people that actually do like Halloween, so how about next year you just come over to our place and we can go together? And when I heard that, I was like, may I join too, please? Because being alone on Halloween is no fun. And the friend agreed, like, yeah, sure, come over, let's all go together next year. So here is where this build finally comes into place. So Halloween rolls around, both of us, my sister and I, are dressed up. I honestly can't remember what I dressed up as though. I can imagine that it was a vampire because I had a face where I was slightly obsessed with vampires. So that may have been the costume I was wearing. However, my sister was wearing something that is pretty close to what my character is wearing right now. Like a witchy hat and just some dress, and she was looking adorable. We went over to the friend's place, we just had some food there, and then we went out and about to go trick-or-treating. And I remember one of the parents went with us. We're walking around trying to see what doorbell to ring next, where to go, and we're just following this pathway, and the area they live in is kinda dark and there were several farms. As we're walking, we see this super old abandoned looking house in the distance, and it was surrounded by wheat fields, okay? But there were so many lights coming from there, and there was a signpost filled with fake spider webs, and we were like, ooh, this looks kinda interesting, can we go this way maybe? We're getting closer and closer to that house and are just following this rusty looking pathway, and there were so many items lying around, so much trash, but at the same time it literally looked like this build here. There were so many carved out pumpkins everywhere and candles. It was kind of magical, to be honest. We were getting closer and closer to the doorstep, and you gotta know, there were not many other houses there. It was truly just that one house standing there, and that was it. And as we walked towards the doorstep, behind us, this mechanical doll goes loose. I'm not sure how you call them, but it was a doll that you can find in a spooky ride, if that makes sense. And we screamed so hard and got so scared because we didn't expect something like that to happen whatsoever. Yeah, that was fun for sure. Anyway, after we recovered from that shock, we rang the doorbell nonetheless, even though we were a little scared at that point. But this couple came out and they were the sweetest people ever. They said they've been obsessed with Halloween for a couple years now and love going all out when it's that time of the year. They had a ton of decorations and they said they've been collecting Halloween stuff for like 5 or 6 years at that point. So seeing all of the decorations they had in their yard and on a pathway, it just made a lot of sense. So this is the story of this build, and by the way, if you're still here and you came from this collab, I would love if you could send me a little comment with a pumpkin in it so I know that you came from another content creator. I would love that. And now that we're at it, I would also love to know about your favorite memory of Halloween or a core memory you had. For my favorite Halloween memory, it was when we came home that evening and then all of us just put all the sweets that we got into a huge pile and everyone could pick what they wanted to have. It was just very wholesome and a great way to end that evening, and that is why I'm gonna say, even though this house was amazing, but just being together, sharing your stuff, that is what my favorite memory was, I guess. I did a ton of talking today, oh my gosh. I am just going to finish up this build at the last few details, and then in a couple seconds you're gonna see the finished shots and a little walkthrough. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and everybody that collabed with me, thank you so much. It was an honor collabing with you guys. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I could give you some inspiration for your own island as well. Have a great day or night wherever you are, and see you in the next one. Bye!